All right, howdy everybody, it's Bear again, and I am here with a mate of mine. This is Henry Cole, for those of you who have not watched any of his wonderful motorcycling programs, and I'm here just to talk to him today. He was kind enough, he had some time. Sorry for the audio, both of our voices are completely shot after a week, actually after about 8 days of being here at the show. It's loud, we're talking to a lot of people, so listen up guys.
And we're appreciating it though, but
oh,
at
yeah,
the same time,
yep.
yeah, voices just don't hold out. But there's only one more day to go.
I know.
You and I will survive.
Barely. I think, yeah, barely.
You reckon?
Bad joke. Bad joke.
Bad
Anyway,
joke. Barely. That is a bad joke.
Yes, it is. It is. So anyway, my first question is, you know, you started doing the motorcycling thing, and when you first started, what led you to Route 66? Why did you decide to do Route 66?
Simple. The reason why I wanted to do Route 66 is because every self-respecting person who's into that kind of motorcycling, I believe, should at some point, if they can, do Route 66. And I'd been presenting car shows for years,
right,
and desperately trying the broadcasters, Travel Channel or whoever it was, to do motorcycling. And the only way I could do it, I found, was to say, right, I've done enough great drives of the world, etc. You've promised me I could do a bike thing. I'm going back 20 years now.
Yeah.
No, about 15. And so I said, look, I want to do Route 66, you know, and immediately the broadcaster's ears prick up, purely because that's a kind of sort of general aspiration for a lot of people, whether it's car or bike. So for me, it was brilliant. I said, look, I'm going to buy a Harley in Chicago and ride to Los Angeles and make you 7.5-hour shows, you know.
Right.
And the guy went, all right, go on then. Thinking that it would just be a, you know, show that did okay and we could then move on. What we didn't realise is that it became immediately their top-rated show worldwide. And that was 15 years ago, and we're something like 75 one-hour programs later, with another 20 to do. And I think not only is that about the realisation that motorcycling is wonderful to experience on TV for the viewer, but most especially, Route 66 is iconic.
Yeah.
And for me to do it, I promise you, Bear, I don't know about you, man, but it changed my life.
Yeah.
Well, it really changed my life.
I've done it more than 120 times now, and
crazy.
even now
I've done it
still,
twice.
Yeah,
you know?
But still, for me, I still see something new all the time.
Yeah, you
and
do.
It's for me the first time I did it. Started doing camping tours of it.
Yeah.
But the first time I did it, I said, wow, there's something to this. And the more I did it, the more I discovered that, wow, this is really something special.
I think it's because of the history.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually, like it or not, when you're riding Route 66, you're riding through the advent of pop culture, right? And that's the thing that's mind-blowing right from the start. Even when you get out to Funk's Grove, you know, immediately you're beginning to see, there's a diner in Chicago. What's that diner called? I can't remember.
There's a lot. There's a few of them.
There's a famous diner that I've stopped at twice anyway, right on 66 in Chicago. I can't remember its name. But the bottom line is that the minute you embark on that route, you feel as though you're part of the history of pop culture. And you know, it was the first motorized, you know, migration of a population back in the 20s. And you feel part of that. You feel it still to this day. And the amazing thing for me is you Americans seem to be waking up to the fact that what you have on your doorstep is unbelievable history and a road that basically changed the world.
Yeah, and it's recognizable throughout the world.
Sure.
You go anywhere in the world, no matter what language it is, you say Route 66, boom, instant recognition. Everybody knows it.
It's the most famous road in the world.
Yeah, so you did it once.
Yep.
Now, you came back and you did it a second time.
Yep.
Now, why a second time? Because you've gone all over the world. Australia, New Zealand, I mean, all over. Why did you decide to come back and do it again?
Well, I think there were two reasons. One, because I didn't believe that I'd seen, you know, as much as I wanted to see. There were different facets of it that I wanted to immerse myself in that I didn't the first time. And also the broadcaster could not believe the success of the first series. So they said, would you, and I said, can I do it again?
Right.
You know, I think it's about 6 or 7 years later to see whether things had changed. You know? And they said, yeah, you know, go for it. So my chop over there, you know, and me, off we went, you know.
Right.
And if someone phoned me tomorrow and said to do it again, I'd go, sure, when do I go? You
Right.
know, I mean, the only thing I would say is that if I was to do it from west to east, I would find that not as exciting as east to west. I don't know about you.
Oh, but no, a lot of us, those of us in the Route 66 community, we kind of view from Chicago to LA as more of the original way to go. It was, you know, the correct way to do it, because it starts off gradual and then it gets better and better and better and better. And it's kind of a climax at the end. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a bit like sex. You know? It's
it?
really good.
I'm waiting to find that out. Anyway, you know.
Oh, me too. I'm still.
Because I'll tell you, Route 66 lasts a lot longer than.
Yeah,
so
than
anyway,
most. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but there was that. Now you've got a lot of other things going now.
Sure.
And I think 66 was. You know, you got in 66. You got doing the programs and everything.
Yep.
And then you got into doing all of your other programs.
Sure.
And you've got a new one coming up. It's it's Shed and Buried, I believe.
Yeah. Well,
what's all that about?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you. I mean, firstly, World's Greatest Motorcycle Rides continues. It's still
Great.
the top-rated show on Travel Channel.
It's a
worldwide.
fabulous program.
Well,
I love
thanks,
it.
Gary.
I love it.
I'll give you the tenner I owe you later.
Okay. Yeah.
But also, so we're doing another 20 of them over the next 12 months.
Oh, wow.
So we're doing Balkans, Middle East, Far East, and the circumnavigation of the UK.
Excellent.
The motorbike show I do for ITV, that's back. So we're shooting 6 1-hours of that for September transmission. But the fun thing for me is we're doing this new show called Shed and Buried, which basically, you know, there's American Pickers and there's Restoration Man and there's all that kind of scene going down at the moment. And we wanted to keep it real. I think a lot of people who do these kind of shows, I'm not quite sure whether they actually really do sell the items or pretend to, if you see what I mean. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a few buddies of mine, Pete and Sam, and we go on the road and we look in people's sheds, and predominantly we buy motorcycles as cheaply as we can.
Right. Oh, well,
for real, with my own money.
Right.
Not the production money,
right.
With my own money. And then we take it back into a shed, fettle it up, not completely restore it, but we just get it going, get an MOT on it, you know, get it roadworthy, and then we sell it. And along the way, I'm not a restorer. I'm a passionate looker-oner.
Yeah.
And I'm really going to try to get involved. And hopefully along my journey of discovery, I can take the viewer with me, because a lot of people out there are like me. You know, we love the idea of restoration. We can do a few things.
And we like tinkering and playing with stuff.
Sure.
We're not pros at it, but we like doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a lot of fun.
So that's what the show's all about. So we're going in sheds, we're doing that. It's on ITV from March and then Travel Channel 3 months later.
Okay.
So we're doing 10 1-hours of that for ITV and 20 half-hours for Travel Channel.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
I think it'll go well, man.
I think it sounds like
passion.
Well, yeah, and it sounds like a really good idea, because it's not like the other programs where it's, oh, we just found this.
No.
And then they either flog it off somewhere, they get rid of it somewhere.
Yeah.
But you don't know what happens. You don't know. Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
So it's a different concept. I love it.
I will go and try and sell you a Harley or something like that. You won't buy it, and it'll be in the shed. You know, and it'll be obviously a standing joke. If I can't sell it, you know, and I've already been stitched up on
and since you're using your money, not production money, you have an interest to get rid of it, because you need that money to later on go and get the next piece out of the next shed.
Exactly.
So okay.
And the bottom line is that, you know, we've got to try and make some money. It'll be the first time ever on a motorbike, but that's hoping.
And speaking of which, hoping, it's a big hope. You never know what's going to happen.
No, sure.
And speaking of which, you also have had the Gladstone motorcycle.
Sure.
And how's that going? What's going on with that? Do you have anything new coming up?
Sure.
How's it going right now?
Gladstone Motorcycles it comes out of my passion for motorcycling since the age of 8. And very briefly, I haven't. We're just waiting for the tannoy system.
So, back to the question, before we were so rudely interrupted by an announcement,
which we
is about Gladstone Motorcycles and how that's going, what you got going right now, and any plans for the future.
Gladstone Motorcycles, you know, it comes out of my absolute passion for motorcycling. And my great friend Guy and I, you know, we decided 3 years ago that we would actually really go for it. And Guy was, you know, working on other stuff, and I said, come and work with me full time and create what we hope is, or what we believe to be one of the finest hand-built British bobbers.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Well, from what I've looked at, and I actually looked at the #1 over there extensively. I actually came over and I was poking and prodding and looking, and I'm impressed. I mean, it's not much that, you know, the welding is beautiful.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's a really good sign. Is looking at all the other bits, but if you look at the welds, you can really tell the craftsmanship and the time and care and attention to detail that has gone into it.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just see these big sloppy welds with these big bumps sticking out.
Yeah.
These are smooth.
Well, the frame we designed with Matisse motorcycles.
Right.
Yeah, and so they make the frames for us.
Okay, right.
And Harry there, I think, is probably one of the finest brazers who I've ever met.
They're
and
very
I've met
good.
a few, let me tell you. So Gladstone is doing great. We, the Gladstone #1, we are making 9 of.
Okay.
And as of today, we have 1 left to sell.
That's it.
Which is, that's it. And I've got about 8 people who want test rides on that one.
Oh wow! So that one's pretty much sold.
We're gone with that, and obviously we can't. We've got a 7-month lead time with us because everything's hand built.
Well, yeah, you got to take your time.
Yeah,
you
it
got to make
takes
sure it's done good. Right.
8 weeks to build 1 bike.
Yeah.
You know. And,
wow, that's actually for a custom bike. That's actually not a bad time.
It's not bad, but we have all the components that we've designed that come into us, and we then final assemble. But so what's coming after that? We run our Gladstone Redbeard Racer on the Bonneville Salt Flats.
Right.
We'll be there in August.
Excellent.
Going for the 350 record, which I think we'll get.
I hope so too. Yeah.
If I don't fall off.
No, you won't fall off. You've been riding too long.
Hey mate, I've done my fair share.
Oh, so have I.
And I'm sure there's a bit more to come. So we're doing the Gladstone Redbeard Racer, and then we are talking with a major motorcycle manufacturer about doing a Gladstone with their engine.
Oh wow!
50 limited.
Well, don't say anything. We want to surprise us.
Yeah,
we
will
want to
surprise you, and I'll probably be surprising you this time next year here.
Okay.
At Motorcycle
I would
Live.
love to see what you got. I'd love to see what's coming up.
So the whole Gladstone thing's great. The whole kind of new wave custom thing that we're probably part of, I don't know, is burgeoning. You know, the Brat Style, the Flat Tracker, the Bobber, the whole thing, Calf Racer. You know, and I think that whole scene's here to stay.
Right.
You know, which is exciting, and it's bringing in a younger audience, hopefully, like with stuff like Bike Shed and things like that, into an industry that desperately needs young blood.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, particularly here in the UK.
Sure.
Because it's becoming so much more difficult to get your license.
Yeah.
And it's also something that, you know, they're not cheap. They're not cheap to get a bike. No. Although once you have them, they're usually one of the cheapest modes of transport.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're great, but yeah, we are losing them, and we need to retain who we have.
We do.
And we need to introduce a lot more people to the joy of motorcycling, the love of it.
We do, and I think that's vitally important for all of us old stagers. If you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Is to, you know, do our tiny bit on actually saying, well, hang on, you know, motorcycling is the most wonderful occupation or hobby.
Oh yeah.
And immerse yourself in it. And I think what's great as you get older, you know, you realise that it's not just about the riding. It's also about the restoration, and it's also about the tinkering and looking after your bike. You know, and hence why my tastes seem to get older and older as regards motorcycle, not just motorcycles. Okay. But you know, it's just a sort of hugely immersive hobby for me because there are so many facets of it. You know, on road, off road,
it's
sport,
become so much of a hobby that you've actually turned it into a career.
Sure,
you've turned it into something that, you know. And I've done the same thing. Yeah. And it's hugely rewarding.
It is.
Much more rewarding than a lot of people really think.
It is.
It's a lot of work though.
Sure is, but at the same time, when you're riding, the thing is, I think as one progresses motorcycling, one realises that actually it is all about the journey rather than the destination. Yeah. And I think it is a microcosm of life, motorcycling. If you take a ride, you know, the last thing I wanted to do was to get to the end of Route 66. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I've got people every year that we get to Santa Monica at the end of a tour, and they say, okay, we're turning around and going back.
Yeah.
They really don't. It's okay. Yeah, we made it. Yeah. Who?
Yeah.
But then I'll say, all right, who wants to go back to Chicago?
Yeah.
Every single one of them, almost every time, except for the ones who are really knackered. You know, they all say, let's go. I'll do it right now. I don't care about anything else. Let's just ride. And that, I think that's what's special about motorcycling.
We have a sensational, spectacular, magnificent,
It's the last day announcement. They're all, ooh! I think she's going through the entire thesaurus. Yeah.
know
Okay.
what? Do you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe fantabulous, amazing, and everything else that the announcers do at the moment. But actually, what everyone wants is just a deal today.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
that's
that's-
why, you go to a last day of a show, you go, I'll give you 20 quid for that. Come on.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
most people are going to say yes.
Most of the vendors, they don't want to haul all the stuff back out to their truck.
You
Yeah.
don't want to load it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Hang
Well,
on,
hey.
they're running.
Yes, they are. They
It
got
must be- it must
well, they
be
got to be the first to get in
Black
there.
Sunday.
I know. Oh, no, don't. Ooh.
Is it what? Black Monday?
Black Friday.
Black Friday?
Black Friday.
Oh, right, okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Hang on, someone's even lost their shoe. There we go, in the rush.
No, they all rush in so they can get a test ride. They can get on first on the list for the test ride. That's why they're. That's why they're running.
Rushing to your
Yeah.
stand. Gary.
No, well,
put their tool.
I should hope. I should hope. No, they're just rushing to come see you.
Yeah, mate.
That's
whatever.
what it is. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
stop.
Well, anyway, that's it for now. Thank you very much for coming,
Pleasure, mate.
taking the time to talk to me. I know you're really busy. Your voice, as well as mine, is completely shattered.
Well, I'm going to be
So-
really busy at the moment. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
am.
squat.
Yeah, we got to
Yeah.
wrap this up so you can get back to your stand and I can get back to mine. So look forward. Thanks again for talking with me.
Cheers,
It's
Gary.
been great.
Cheers.
And until next time, guys, keep the rubber on the road and the shiny side up. See you later.